Hi guys and welcome to FX Market Strategy. We'll continue our weekly forecast. We'll start with the dollar index. The dollar index did bounce a little bit last week, gaining as a safe haven from the Dow Jones and the stock market falling. Okay, but not too much. It was not too much. Okay, so what we can see this week, we can see a fall down first. Okay, then possibly next week we can get another wave up. Okay, but watch out. This is very close to the yearly bottom of the USD index, so it's a little bit risky to think about selling the dollar right here as a range wise. Okay, but technically it possibly can push one more time down here, okay, to check this trend or even break it a little bit. Then after this we can see up movement. Okay, I don't expect it to be flying up too fast, the dollar index, but possibly we're gonna start seeing some gaining in the dollar index. Okay, Euro first next week, as you can see in the MACD right here, kind of reversing a little bit. So what we can see is an up wave to go back here, retest this area, then it should fail. After it fails, then we can see a reverse. At that time will be good to start thinking about selling Euro CAD, Euro New Zealand, Euro Canadian, stuff like that. Okay, the bound, we can see a correction. This correction either go all the way to just this cloud or go all the way here. Okay, but the bound, most likely what we're gonna see is a correction, so be careful from the bound. They could offer some good sells next week. You see in the 1 hour time frame here, we start getting a MACD cross right here, so potentially we can be selling the bound next week against some specific currencies like Canadian, like New Zealand, stuff like that. Okay, CHF safe haven of the stock market next week, we're gonna start seeing upward movement, which is possible. Then the safe haven of CHF is gonna get sold off. Watch out in the MACD right here in the 4 hour time frame is showing a reverse and up sign, but I think this is just a correction, guys. Okay, I think this is just a correction. It's not really a reversal or anything. Okay, so just keep this in mind. Next, Japanese yen, you can see it's moving in upward channel. Okay, it's very clear right here, this one, okay, and this one. So what we can see is a continuation to the upside right here. Okay, guys, so this we can see next week is continuing going up with the stock market. So this is one way. Australian index, of course, did do some correction last week with the stock market doing a correction. Also in the MACD right here, there was, you can see right here, there was a MACD signal. Okay, it's coming along with this signal and this signal, and you got a trend line right here. Also in the MACD right here is going kind of down, right? You can see right here. What you want to do is you wait for this to finish. Once start getting a good signal right here, when let's say 1 hour time frame or half hour time frame was our ABC system reversing back up, then you start catching the Australian signal against some weak currencies, possibly the Japanese yen or CHF or even the dollar at that time. Okay, or even the euro. But this potentially what we can see, retest of this area right here. Okay, guys, you can see this area used to be support to resistance area right there, slowly right here one time. So if we do get a resistance, a support right here, this area, which is used to be a resistance before, now it's support. If this is holding, then we get a reverse to the upside, then potentially taking long position from here is not a bad idea. Okay, this also will be at the same time the Dow Jones is going to the upside, so this is something to keep in mind. Okay, guys, and this will be beautiful if we can get an intersection like this one right here somewhere. So keep an eye on this one. Okay, so you have this one and that one to keep the eye on. So this has been the sell signal, and this one will be the buy signal. Okay, the New Zealand index, you can see, has been ranging in this area. Okay, right here. So this is support to resistance area right there. Okay, same level has been retested, almost got back there, but not the same. Okay, a little bit lower, but we can see this will continue going up with the stock market. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind. We can see this up wave to continue. Also in the MACD here, that was the buy signal right here in the MACD. You see this one right here. So this possibly will continue to the upside. We can see continuation to the upside like this. Okay, so if the stock market also is going up, the New Zealand should be strong with the stock market. So that's something to keep in mind. If you ask me what's your favorite next week, I would say Canadian, because Canadian is strongly, correlated to the oil right there. So Canadian next week, I do expect to be strong. You can see that was a beautiful buy right here, this one right there, which in this area. then this was a sell with a correction with the stock market. Right here was our system. Okay, so that was your signal right there, this one, and here this one. After this, in the 4-hour time frame, we're getting this correction signal, and we'll start to getting a buy signal right here. Okay, it's gonna take some time because we're in the 4-hour time frame. If you check the 1-hour time frame, you're gonna find the signal already. And oil is expected to just possibly, this is doing a correction, continue going up. So that was the sell signal. Now we do expect to have a buy signal in the Canadian index. This is gonna possibly make the Canadian go up higher, okay, to this area, possibly right here. So that's something to keep in mind. Canadian possibly a good buy next week with price action against some weak currencies. Okay, so that's possibly pound Canadian is a good sell with price action next week, something to keep in mind. US crude, we can say very clear it's an uptrend since the coronavirus time. It just getting some correction in this area. It can't break it to either side, to the up or to the downside, which is like the 53.50 level and the 51.50, but it's holding ground, it's not going down. I don't expect it to go much further down than the 51. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. There was just a correction right here in the MACD. You can see this correction. Once you reach the zero area right there, possibly if we can get a good price action to the upside, that will be a good buy from here going to 55. Okay, so we're looking at 55 level, this area, as a target for our long position in oil. So this is the direction we can see happening next week. The Dow Jones got sold off last week with the stock market going down as a correction wave. But you can see this area has been holding very, very strong right there. You can see this is a very, very strong area, support resistance area. We do expect it to hold, continue to hold right here also. Okay, this area right there. The same here, the same there. Okay, so watch out. This is potentially, once you get a good buy signal, then potentially this will be very, very good buy. So the 29,700, okay, watch out, this could offer really good buy with price action, guys. Okay, 29,900 now, 29,700 with a reversal with price action. Then possibly we're gonna get to this area, and I can say 33,000 also in the near future. Okay, watch out, the Dow Jones in the yearly is a buy, in the monthly is a buy, in the weekly is a buy. So all this just a correction. Okay, nothing's gonna crash or anything. The second level is the 28,700, which is right here. You can see this used to be also a support resistance area. I do expect this to hold, just in case if it doesn't hold, then this will be second level. Then from here we can see a strong up wave. Okay guys, so this is two scenarios. This is gonna affect the Australian and New Zealand Canadian with it. Okay guys, the next one we have right here is the gold. This is our AGB system. You guys can trade it from our website, FX Market Strategy. What we can see here has been just ranging in this area right there. Okay, what we can see just a small wave to the downside, then going back up. Gold gets affected by inflation. The Feds are just letting the inflation go higher, and that's gonna make the money loses its value. So possibly it's gonna make the gold go up. But also at the same time, it depends on the dollar index. Gold is affected strongly by the dollar movement. Okay, so you need to keep the dollar movement and the yield in the bonds. Watch both of these ones, then you can see where the gold is going. Okay, euro dollar, we can see an up wave to test this area, as we do expect the dollar index to go down first and go up. So the euro dollar, we do expect an up wave to this area or a little bit lower, then after this will come back down. So this is what we can see right here. You can see AGB system is really good in ranging stuff. Something like euro dollar is actually made for euro dollar because it's ranging too much. Pound dollar, you can see the pound dollar in the 4-hour time frame zoomed here. Okay, so this is from like September. You can see it's an uptrend, but the uptrend is a channel and an almost 30 degree or so. Is not very, very strong uptrend, and that's gaining from the weakness in the dollar. Okay, because the dollar was really weak, that's why the pound at the left. At the same time, the deal and the UK and all that stuff, like nothing terrible, so it's just a gain in profit. But watch right here, we possibly can get a strong correction. To what level, to what extent? Possibly 1.34. Okay guys, see, it will be risky to buy the pound right here. Okay, so with price action to the downside, we can be thinking about a sell. USD CAD, you can see it just ending right there, but what we can see is just one correction wave down right here to this level only, not to go all the way down to 1.6. And then after this we can start taking a longer position when we see that Dow is making another correction or so. Okay, but watch out, I can see this coming down again. Australian, the same thing, we can see retesting this area right there. After this retest we can see an up wave right there. Okay guys, up wave again to this area right here, so keep this in mind as well. Euro Australian, we can see this is just reaching this area. It was, you guys, our ABC trading system available on our website. You can see this beautiful signals combined with the MACD signal right here. That was the first signal, that's a continuation signal. Also the system gives you the system right here. So if you go to the advanced profit cloud and you go edit and you go, let's say this is show re-entry, make it true, then you go right here, info panel also show true. Okay, and that's stop loss also, you show the stop loss true. Okay, so you can see right here it will show you the entry, the stop loss. You can move the stop loss, how much stop loss percentage you want. You can, you know, control from the left side right here, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool, available on our website, guys. You have to have a trading system while you're trading to be in the, you know, in the good direction. Something has been back tested and then proved to be profitable. Okay, so right there we can see this was a sell right there, another sell right here. Okay, this is given a buy, but what I can see as analysis, this buy is not gonna live long, possibility here only. Once you get a reversal from here in the 1 hour time frame, this is 4 hour time frame, we just use it for analysis. Once you get the 1 hour time frame or even half hour time frame reversal from this area, which is 1.6 or 1.61, so because this used to be, you know, a support resistance area right there, so possibly this will hold right there also. Okay, so once you get up wave then followed by a down wave, I would be interested to join this sell from here. Okay, this area right there, I'll take this sell. Okay guys, something to keep in mind. EuroCAD, possibly we're gonna see a down wave. Watch out, this is possibly ready to go down. Right here also in the MACD you have a signal, so that's possibly will be a really good sell in my opinion next week. Euro New Zealand also, this potentially will continue the downward channel to the downside, so that's something to keep in mind. Australian Japanese yen, this is only half hour time frame, so you guys can see how does it look in the small time frames. I believe we can get a small correction to the downside followed by up move. Okay, Pound Australian, this possibly will be a short for me next week. You guys, you can see just making some well-known pattern right here. If this pattern will continue like this, so we can get something looks like this. Pound Canadian, you can see it was an uptrend, it did break it, it did retest it, is falling. Possibly we can get a strong wave to the downside with Pound Canadian, and this is my favorite to trade next week. Thank you and have a wonderful day. If you guys would like to download our trading systems, please join FX Market Strategy. Also, we do have a Signal app in the beta version right now for Android systems, and also the iOS will be launched soon, so please you can download this as well. Thank you and have a